All right. Welcome back to the That's It Fantasy Football League podcast. Week number 13 is over. We are embarking on the final leg of our journey. It is week number 14. Fellas, we survived. How we doing?
Glad that it's over, Joey. Thank you for asking.
I would say survived. Speak for yourself.
Glad that it's
All
over.
good, man. Doing good.
Yes. It's over. Yes.
I tell you, I looking at who I picked last week, and I'm telling you, it looks like I clearly picked a bunch of incorrect picks. I believe I was 6-0 2 weeks ago. This week, I think I went 1-5. So,
would you like me to recap that now, or
no? Listen,
Yeah,
it was a
opening
crazy
notes?
week. It was a crazy week. Again, injuries, ton of injuries. Good Lord. Fantasy's one thing, but when you're like actual fans of the team, it's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be something. So
yeah?
we'll get into it, I'm sure, throughout the podcast. So let's recap last week's highs and lows. I'm sorry, last week's pick'ems.
Yes, let's hear it.
All right. As Joey Bone distinctly pointed out, he went from 6-0 to 1-5. Not too shabby.
They're very shabby. I only picked Adam, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks,
yeah,
Adam.
he's sick.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
that's it.
Never bet against them.
Jake also regressed. He went from 5-1 to 3-3.
That means loud to some different.
I went from 3-3 to 3-3.
Okay.
Probably lost. I only lost. You only gained 2 games on me.
Not our week in general, but and that also makes our season totals very interesting going into the last regular season week, where at the end of the regular season we're going to crown a victor for regular season predictions. Jose has 43 correct, 35 incorrect. Jake has, that's a 551. Jake has 44 correct, 34 correct. Ahead of him by 1, that's a 564. And I have 45 correct, 33 incorrect for a 577. We are very close. Very close.
Wow.
This is great.
Oh, man.
Why
Okay. Okay.
I just might want to call all ties. So you guys pick each one who wins and loses. I call the tie. I don't know what to do here. This is crazy. All right. Wow.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it. Let's get into it this week.
Alrighty.
That's it, Fantasy Football League. That's it.
All right. First matchup is Charles against me.
Oh,
Jose, who you
brother.
got?
I have Charles winning this one.
Yes. Charles. Jose, Jake.
I have Charles as well. This is a classic matchup of why you don't do bye weeks the week before the regular season of fantasy football. I think the NFL knows that. They don't care about us. And this is a scenario where it's tough, and I'm going to give it to Charles.
So, does anybody know how many teams are on bye this week?
4.
Wow, how many teams are on bye this week?
6.
Perfect. How many teams were on bye last week? Jake.
6.
Wow, how many teams were on bye last week?
4.
2.
Oh. Why not do 4-4?
Fucking dumb.
My point exactly.
So dumb.
That's
Like,
crazy.
If you're in for player safety, You think they deserve a break in week 14? They're already broken.
And it's an extra week now.
This doesn't make any sense.
So last week wasn't a bye week. They just skipped a game.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
They cut. I think it was the Panthers and the Panthers and the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's like canceling a game. That's not a bye week.
Stupid.
Yeah.
This week it's the Atlanta
Bears.
Falcons, the Washington Commanders, the Chicago Bears, the New Orleans Saints, the Green Bay Packers, and one more. I can't think of it. That was pretty good off the top of my head.
Not
That
bad.
was good if you had.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, to round that out to bye weeks and stuff, I'm straight limping into the playoffs. I am also picking Charles.
coward.
Yeah. There goes our standings update.
Next one, Jose, I'm going to go to you first again.
Thanks.
Why not? It's fun. Mike is playing Jake.
God.
I chose Mike. Chose Mike. Juggernaut.
I also chose Mike because half of Jake's team is not playing. Jake, who you got?
That's great analysis. That's great analysis.
I choose Mike as well, but not for the same reasons that you both chose. I believe you said Juggernaut, and you said my whole team's injured. While those two things are true, I'm picking him because my team is terrible.
Oh, all right. We have some confidence.
You get a point for honesty. That's important. Let me tell you
We
something.
add that to the standings total.
Honesty.
A point for the honesty. So when we tally it,
Oh man.
yeah, no, that's that. That's how that goes. Boom, boom, roasted.
Nice and easy. Some analytics there, huh?
Simple math.
Oh man. All right. Next matchup. I'll start this one off. Jeff is playing Adam. I am picking Adam because half of Jeff's team isn't playing. Also,
Half of
honestly,
half
Adam's
of
been
Jeff's
crushing
team-
it the last few weeks.
Half of Jeff's team has been playing for the last multiple weeks.
Yes.
But the two that played last week, let me tell you,
Oh god.
that
Where you
person.
going?
I'm gonna go with the guy who I'm gonna go with Adam because it's last week and I started the season the same way I'm gonna end the regular season. Giving Adam a vote. It's hard to go for the guy who has started Kareem Hunt in his flex for 6 straight weeks.
Yeah.
Jose, you want to round that up?
So for this one here, we're looking at all the teams that are going against it, and what's going to happen here is, unlike real football, he's not going to rest his players. Adam is going to put in a starting lineup that's going to crush Jeffrey's lineup. It's just going to be a massacre. They're going to call it a slaughterhouse.
Not a slaughter, a slaughterhouse.
The whole thing, just a slaughterhouse. It's just the buzzsaws and just dead animals. It's going to be nuts.
All right.
It's gonna be nuts.
Jake, our next matchup, I'm going to let you start this one off. It is Papo against Brian.
Ooh, the old Tannehill Henry combo. I mean, Brian's been getting. He won on the strength of Jalen Hurts. I think that's his calling card because his team is also a mishmash of who gives a fuck. So I'm gonna throw it to Dad.
Alrighty. That is Papo for Jake. Jose, who you got, bud?
Bobble. I mean, like, this is. I mean, like, nobody's wavering from these matchups. They're all gonna be the same. You guys are cowardly.
No, I'm not.
You guys are
Not
cowards.
doing that.
I have
No.
to pick up a game somewhere, and 2 games even, to tie, and you guys are just squandering all my hopes.
There's 2 games left. You never
Oh.
know.
Yeah, I bet.
Guess what? I'm picking Papo.
Breaking
Birich has-
news. Everybody has done chalk plays the whole 9.
Birich has some definite injury and bye week concerns,
You could have had Dalton Schultz still, but
such as Cortland Sutton getting an Easter egg last week.
he's done this on
Probably not
more than
playing.
one occasion.
Yeah, but no, he's got a lot of red marks next to his team. Couple bye weeks, and I think Papa's looking strong too.
Yeah, fair assessment.
Next matchup, I'll start so Jose doesn't get mad at me. We have AJ playing Tom. I think AJ's going to win this one because it's very close, and AJ winning would be more disruptive to the middle of the standings. And I just think something wacky's going to happen this week, and that's going to play a part of it. Jake.
I like that. Strictly from a how it affects the standings point, my heart says Tom. My heart does say Tom. Keep AJ down there. He has beat me though, and I don't think he can even move up much. So projections right now, as of this time on this day, 111.3 to 111.6, 113.6. So it's close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if this is the day for Najee Harris to wake up, that'd be hysterical. But he won't, so he can't, so he won't. I'm giving this to AJ.
All right. Jose.
Take Tom, man. Take Tom for the W. Split the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I picked Tom's, and it's called the Josh Allen effect.
It has worked.
Analytics. Yeah.
How did you do against the Jets last time? I think the Jets and Buffalo are playing again.
Yes, they are.
I don't know.
He lost.
Check that out. Let's check. He had 22.8 against the Jets last time.
Light work.
Okay.
Still more points than Russell Wilson gets.
Listen, the Jets have a good defense, honestly.
They do.
And it's a proven fact that if Josh Allen only puts up 22 points, it's a beatable team for Tom.
Yes.
So
True.
Yeah.
It depends. Depends what you're getting.
Yeah. This one's going to be real close.
Yeah, I
It
think
will be.
so.
Definitely.
It will be.
Jake, I'm going to let you start on the last one. Ronnie is playing the commish himself. Ronnie versus Jose. Who you got, Jake?
Joey, you had a run, bud.
Ooh.
0-5 to 7-6. It's one for the books. When we make another 10-year anniversary and we have all the seasons laid out, this is one to remember. You deserve that. However, looking at this team, I think it's best that you do continue on and stay in the top 6 because you're a tough out in the bottom 6. So I'd rather you lose one out in the top 6 than win one in the bottom 6 and advance and have to face the massacre you would do. Loud's familiar with regulation in soccer and how you going into the bottom 6 would be like going into a champion, the next league under Premier. Yeah, you're top 6. You belong in the top 6. You played strong. And if you go in the bottom 6, no one in the bottom 6 will admit it, but they don't want you there. Go to the top and lose there if you need to, but don't win in the bottom and just kill us all. So good luck. And I'm giving you the matchup in a close one. But I don't think it's that close, actually. It's close ESPN's funky way, but I don't think it's that close, and I think you'll be fine. And that's it, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the vote. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
Now vote against yourself if you want to beat me in the regular season standings of this game we play.
Let's see what Loud does.
I was gonna pick kind of similar to the last one, to where I said I thought it was going to be disruptive and stuff, but man scored 166 points last week, and you can't deny that, you know. So in a very tight one, for him to cap off a very long crawl, climb up from the bottom, crawling up the beach in Normandy, up to playoff contention. I'm going with Jose.
Wow.
Hey, listen. I had to endure a ton of punishment on this for the first 5 weeks. I was the laughing stock. And if today taught us anything, December 7th, 2022, is that you have the fucking cojones to bet on yourself. So in the spirit of Aaron Judge, I'm picking myself to win this week.
Woo!
Fuck the standings. I want to get to the championship.
Yeah, that's way more important than getting the most picks of the season.
Yeah.
Guess what? Breaking news. I didn't win the picks. I potentially came in second.
There you go. That's
There
true.
you go.
All right, fellas, nicely done. That rounds out our picks for the regular season. See
Yeah.
how it goes coming into next week. Talk about them playoff standings and stuff too.
Whew. All right.
Yeah.
So last week, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of ridiculousness. I will say the internet is just relentless.
Always.
I mean, just ruthless with the memes that were coming out on Sunday. I mean, I was dying. So the Cleveland Browns, that's it for them. I think it's going to be harder to get past this Deshaun Watson news, especially if he plays like how he played.
Yeah.
Certainly.
So without further ado, let's jump into this week's highs and lows.
highs and lows presented by nothing. Start off with quarterbacks. You know how it goes. We'll do. I always forget every time. I wing it, but that's what I do. So we're gonna start with quarterback highs. I'll start it off. Second week in a row, Jalen Hurts. That's it. MVP. I don't see any other way around it. Not ESPN fantasy football MVP, but the NFL MVP for sure. 4 touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 rushing. It's just the same old story. He's great right now.
I mean, he's close to fantasy MVP too. He's 3rd overall quarterback.
There you go. Fantastic. Yeah. Hurts. I mean, that's it.
I want to see him play the Cowboys. That's the game I want to see. I think the Giants game's a trap game, but I think that Cowboys game is going to be real.
That's the thing. I allow myself to be fooled by Philly media on like this Tennessee Titans game was supposed to be like their defense is this, their running is this, they're this and that. I got to stop thinking there's like a reason to fall off. We already lost to the Commanders. That was it for me. We handled the Titans. We've handled the Packers. We've handled the Vikings. We've handled all these teams. I'm like, maybe there's a good team. Like there's maybe it's a small chance that the Eagles are good. Mm-hmm. I get it. Prescott's back over there now. They didn't play the first time, but whatever. We have more matchups to talk about, more players on the Eagles I can go on rants about. So for now, Jalen Hurts, MVP, second week, high.
Okay. Wow, who you got?
My quarterback high this week is 1 Geno Smith.
God, he's been on this a lot.
Geno the Bambino!
Speaking of top quarterbacks, top 5 fantasy quarterback.
Crazy for the
big numbers all year. Speaking of teams making foolish long-term quarterback decisions and big money quarterback decisions, Geno making Seattle look quite smart.
Russell's not making Russell looks smart.
No.
It's not. It's. I'm telling you, he's helping Seattle. At the end of the day, he gets a piece of that franchise. Yo, okay, check this out. All jokes aside,
crazy.
I know Russell's not even on this conversation today. Did you hear the numbers of like 3 of the top 5 picks next year?
Yeah, they're all trades.
So like Seattle has Denver's pick, which we know. So Seattle's going to get a top 5 pick.
Yep.
We know that,
and about that, they don't even have to use it on the quarterback, which is good for them because they have one.
Oh yeah, no, Gino's in next year. That's it.
They're in a position now to because they have one of the best rookie classes. Their draft class has been so helpful to their team. Like they don't have to they can literally add for power, and you're giving the grace of them a top 5 pick. It's insane.
It's not even that. They could trade down if they feel it, and they can get stacked first picks. Do whatever they want.
Who wants a quarterback? Trade with the team that wants a quarterback.
Now, here's the thing. I'll tell you this though: the Lions have the Rams pick.
Yep.
And the Rams are terrible.
Correct.
That's another top 5 pick. What I don't understand is how the Eagles have the Saints pick. Jake, how did that happen?
We had 3 first-round picks this past draft. We traded 1 to A.J. Brown, for A.J. Brown, rather. We traded 1 to the Saints. And in return, the Saints gave us – it was like we gave them the 19th pick. They gave us the 18th pick. Like they just swapped 1 pick early. But they gave up as well. I think we gave up 2 first-round picks, rather. Like we had 18 and 19. So we gave it to the Saints for 16. But that cost them a first-round pick that year that we did already. We took Jordan Davis. A first-round pick next year. A 4th-round pick last year. And a 2nd-round pick in 2024.
So there you have it. So
it's just 11-1 team, the best player in college. It's going to be.
It's crazy. So, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. They are now the equivalent of the San Antonio Spurs. A great team that got a number 1 pick. They drafted Tim Duncan when they already had David Robinson or something like that. It's insane. So, congratulations.
Hey, man.
Who's your quarterback?
My quarterback is none other than Big Daddy Joe. Big Daddy Joe Burrow. 34 fantasy points, 286 over the air, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Bing! Boom.
In a win. They win?
They
beat
did.
The Chiefs?
Yeah. Pat Mahomes can't beat the Chiefs his whole career. Crazy. Light up those cigars. Because the Bengals are getting good at the right time.
Just like
if you remember, the first half of the season for the Bengals have been pretty bad.
Yeah, they did the same thing last year, and look what that got them. So
yeah.
So all right.
Next, we're gonna go to running backs, right?
Sure.
Highs running backs. Get all the fun stuff out the way. I'll start off as always. I don't know how to say this man's name. Samaje Perine. What's his name?
Samaje Perine.
All right, that guy right there. You're a fan.
That's how I say it.
You're a fan. 21 and a half points as Joe Mixon's backup. I mean, come on. That's more than some of these running backs are getting that are starting. So Najee Harris is you know who you are. So he gets plugged into a starting lineup for 2 straight weeks, produces a 19.5 game and a 21-point game. Good for him. He's off my roster this week, but good for him.
Probably helps that Burrow's lighting it up.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Who are they playing this week? Bengals.
Bengals?
Yeah, playing.
I can let you know. And right now, let me just do some filibuster.
Okay.
They are playing the one at Cleveland Browns. Division game, though. Division game.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Lau, who do you have for your top running back this week?
Guy that came back with a vengeance. DeAndre Swift, 21.1 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came back, got 62 and a touchdown on the ground. caught another 4 for 49. Not too shabby.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. My top running back, I believe, is somebody who has not been featured on the running back highs all season. And I think this would make it the first time where we've had 3 new candidates nominated on this segment. But he put up 20.9 fantasy points. That's 20.9. He had 93 on the ground. He had a touchdown on the end zone. None other than A.J. Dillon. Where's he been? Where's he been?
Aaron Jones.
So, A.J. Dillon, there was an A.J. Dillon sighting. 20.9 points. I know Tony Pollard had a 24-point performance as well with 2 touchdowns, but this week we're going to highlight A.J. Dillon.
Yeah. Good for A.J. Dillon.
McCaffrey almost had 30, and Josh Jacobs was in the top 3 again. Jesus.
Yeah.
Craziness. Also, something about DeAndre Swift. Jamal Williams has as many touchdowns as the whole Broncos offense this year.
Oof.
He has 14 touchdowns. And the Broncos offense has 14 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Bad.
So
that's bad,
high
baby.
for receivers.
That's the game, baby.
High for receivers. I'm gonna go with one who had a memorable revenge game. The Tennessee Titans. A.J. Brown. 120 receiving, 2 touchdowns, a couple catches. Broke a dude's knee. I don't know if you saw that. He threw a guy on the ground.
You're downplaying it.
And no, he murdered him. And they said it was the longest separation yards touchdown in the last 10 years if someone was that open. He just planted him there. And then to add insult to injury, they fired the GM the next day of the Titans. The GM got fired. They're a team that is 3 games up in first place in the division, fired their GM because Matt Vrabel wants personnel control. And he said, as long as I'm the coach, A.J. Brown will not be traded. But he doesn't have any say of that, so A.J. Brown gets traded. So A.J. Brown comes in, screws over his revenge game against his old team. Team fires a GM. That's just an impact right there. One player did that, and that was A.J. Brown. So
that touchdown catch was crazy.
Love him.
Yeah.
He just shows hands. Last minute.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
A.J. Brown, good for you, man.
Who you got, Lau?
Arthur Juan, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Arthur Juan. There he goes. Oh, man. Someone who you would have thought would be in the top 5 in, 2018. Tyler Lockett, 27.8.
That's the Gino Bambino effect, baby.
Crazy.
Yeah, when you sent Tyler Lockett as a candidate, I looked up DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf had 25 points himself, 24 points.
I was going to get to that, actually,
They all went.
Because right behind him was DK Metcalf.
So,
wow.
27.8 and 26.7. Crazy.
They're rolling.
Pete Carroll knows something, man. We should have listened to Pete Carroll. He knows something because...
Well, he knows how to cheat and not get caught.
I mean, listen, he knows something. He
doesn't know when to pass instead of running it to win a Super Bowl.
Doesn't know that. Good point.
A segment I personally like, the part of where we get to highlight the lows. The low is the best part.
I didn't get my high yet. Relax.
With the buzzer.
Hit
him with the buzzer.
My high for the week is somebody who's earned it, who's just been on a tear the last couple of weeks. And that is none other than Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had well, hold on. It's true though. It's true. 12 targets. He had 11 catches on 12 targets for 114 and 2 touchdowns for 34.6 points. So I personally thank him and want to give him his flowers on this segment. And appreciate everything he's done for Cobra Kai.
It's true. It's funny because when he had like that first 3 games of the season where he was like the steal of the draft, you were 0-3, and then he cooled off for a while, and then he was injured, and you're like, you made it this far during his bad stretches, so.
Honorable mention was Garrett Wilson. He was wild too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
Mike White loves him so far
because he had 0 points. He had 0 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and he ended up with like 22 or something.
24.
Yeah. I think it was 22, 24.
So we'll give Jose a little credit here, real quick. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 10th round draft pick, number 6 fantasy receiver.
And he's gonna have a rookie quarterback next year, Joey. That's good. That's good keeper value.
Lau, can you look up Garrett Wilson while you're at it? Because I'm trying to mold my keeper options at the moment.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that, huh?
Remember, we're all on our computer, but you do the research. Get with it.
Yeah,
Let
I know.
me just see real quick what he did last week. But Garrett Wilson too, 24.2 points, 8 catches for 162 yards.
Yeah.
Also,
Mike
White's
favorite target.
I'm sorry, 11th round.
The 11th round. Oof, and he's younger. Ooh, baby.
Wait, did I? No, sorry. I might mix that up. When did you pick?
Well, that wraps that up. Correct. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Excellent. Lows, like I was saying before, I think this is my personal. I think it's way better to highlight the lows.
Oh, wait, no. You should keep Garrett Wilson. You picked him on Russ St. Brown in the 5th round. Still good for a top 6 guy.
Okay.
I'll tell you, won't be keeping Michael Pittman Jr.
No. Nope. Won't be doing that.
No, I don't think so.
No. Jeff Saturday fucked me up.
Jeff Saturday. That's crazy.
Michael Pittman Jr. is nope.
No, terrible. So,
we can start taking bets on when you think he'll be drafted next year.
We can do some research outside of this, and
thank you.
I like that.
Anyway, do we go out of order for lows? Does that happen here, or should we go back to low quarterbacks?
Low quarterbacks.
All right.
Go right up to the top again. We'll start with Ayahuasca Rogers. He sucks. Like, he stinks. He stinks.
Not sensitive.
He stinks. Like, I don't care. The Rogers he's like a caricature of himself. Like, he's that meme that I can't replicate on this because it goes on YouTube. It was crazy with the haircut.
I thought that was photoshopped. I thought that was photoshopped. I didn't know it was real.
That's 100% real. His hair is that.
That's crazy.
He's an idiot. He's
sucks.
crazy.
No, he sucks. He's a loser. He's a loser.
The man, like, somehow Brett Favre is having a
loser
career, and he ripped off welfare, and somehow he's doing better.
No, he should go to jail too. He should go to jail too.
Yeah, they don't talk about that enough. Oh, Deion Jackson. Okay. Yeah, Rodgers. I'm gonna know what his stats were. I think he had to be like 15 points.
Dude, you know what the stats are? You know what the stats are? He's the 18th ranked quarterback this year. That's the stats.
Stinks.
He does.
Top that, boys. Let's hear it.
All right. What you got, Lau?
Yeah, top that one.
Top that?
Yeah, give me a shittier quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
Shittier in character or score? Because I have both in one. Life lesson, folks. Life lesson, folks. Do not give terrible characters lots of money. Deshaun Watson, 5.3 points. 12 for 22, 131 yards. Garbage, stupid. Should never have given that man $1. Good for Cleveland for suffering. Idiots. The end.
That's true. That's true. It's
stupid.
Dude, it's and like obviously like everything he's up against and all the charges, like it is wild. And the internet is just like like if you go to jail and they're like, man, you went to jail for touching kids and stuff like that, and like you get your ass kicked in jail because you're just like, it's just like they don't even criminals don't tolerate that behavior. Like the internet does not like people who do sexual assault, and they're just beating the shit out of this guy on the media and memes a day after day, every Sunday, and let it continue. He's terrible. He's terrible.
Trigger warning at the beginning of this video to make it to YouTube. You just said God damn, you said Chris Paul's initials essentially. Yeah, he sucks. He's a loser, and like I can't imagine being an actual fan of Browns and like having to like root for that man.
Terrible.
Like, you're a fucking idiot. Like it's just
terrible.
There's no right way to go about it. Like the man he's rostered. He's the most expensive quarterback. It doesn't add up, man.
I'll tell you this, Tom. You kept Deshaun Watson on your roster all year, and he gave up, and he showed up for you for 2 for 12, an interception, nothing going on him. It's like it's going to take him 3 years to learn how to throw a football. It's going to take me 30 seconds.
He shouldn't have the chance to. He shouldn't have the chance to.
Ding! He has more.
He should be doing their laundry and paying them.
He's terrible. So he was
stupid.
Well, anyway, speaking of somebody who was pretty terrible,
he had fantasy points. That's all I was trying to say.
Listen. I chose a Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that's another quarterback who shouldn't play just because he stinks, not because of his. No, I was kidding.
Hey, listen, you clowns have been putting injured players in these all year. Ain't nobody more injured than Lamar Jackson. But don't worry, because Lau has Justin Fields on his bench to bring him into the promised land. Oh, he's on bye. Gotcha. So now we're starting Huntley.
Why is Lau catching strays during this? He has no. Why is he catching?
Because I was watching the game. And I felt so bad for Lau. I was like, oh man, this is terrible. I was like, as a fan, like this sucks. Because it's like injuries suck. I say it every week. Like, I hate injuries. They're just terrible. And then Lowry rostered to back up to Lamar Jackson before the game started. I was like, yo, this is insane.
This is crazy.
I've had him on the roster for a long time.
I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh my god, it was wild. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh my god. He had 1.9 points.
You'd be nice to Tyler Huntley. Thank you very much. I'm just glad they won because I thought they were going to lose to Denver. And I was pissed about that.
You essentially were.
I was way more pissed about that.
Denver-like thing, and then Denver's going to Denver and blow it at the end. Like,
yeah, but what's interesting is the Ravens are going to Raven, and the Ravens like to blow fourth quarter leads when there's 1,000 points in the game.
Yeah, but they didn't have one for a change.
Yeah, I mean the Broncos. So that's crazy though. You're right. That sucks, that's not nice. Thank God this is the last time we're doing this.
8
injured quarterback. That's sick.
I was very upset when I found out he got hurt, and then they were losing. 80% of it went away when they won the game because I was like, can they not lose to Denver, please?
Winning cures all.
That's true. PCL sprain. He'll be out a few weeks, maybe. Yeah. Very, very unfortunate timing for the Bears having, the week 85 bye week as well.
That's funny. It's like the 85 Bears. I get it. So, yeah, it was great. Oh, my God, Joe. I can't believe you picked the injured quarterback. That's sick. Oh, my God.
Low running backs, Jake.
Was that all the quarterbacks?
Yeah, low running backs.
Those quarterbacks. All right. Running backs. I've said this probably 7 times. If I didn't pick them 7 times, each one of you picked them twice each. Najee Harris. You get the probably most voted low player of the year. Congratulations. You stink again. You look like Trent Richardson. One good year and then just fall off. I don't know. I still think he's good.
He's hurt.
He can bounce back.
He's hurt.
There's no way he went this long of a whole season of playing without a leak of information that he's like has some severe ankle fucked up bone or something.
Bro, he's coming out. You know what? Najee Harris is like the guy who's playing in like the concert band in like 5th grade, who just puts the instrument to his mouth but doesn't play the instrument. It just goes like this in the concert. Najee Harris just been faking the funk the whole fucking season. He's hurt.
I'm telling you.
He's hurt.
I'm telling you.
You think?
100%.
It has to be.
No, he's 100% hurt.
Lost out there. He doesn't. He needs like a yard, and he goes back 4. It's like that's not how it works.
No, he's an all-pro. He's a stud. He's super talented. He's hurt.
True statement. Take it away, guys. Take it away, Lod. What you got for running back?
I have for running back someone who usually is very high or very low. Usually low because he's kind of banged up. Kind of happened again, but more importantly, when he did get chances, he didn't do much with them. Alvin Kamara had 5.7 points. What's crazy to me is he had 12 carries and only had 26 yards, and then and his 2 catches were for 11 yards.
Fun
I know
fact,
he's been struggling, but he for per touch, that's not very good for him. You expect more for that type of work, you know?
Yeah. I was surprised how much they kept putting Mark Ingram in the game.
Yeah.
Mark Ingram hurt himself and wanted to get out of the game, but they still put Mark Ingram in the game. That's how much it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Alvin Kamara was drafted before picked before Najee Harris in the first round.
Oh, in fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Najee Harris was really good.
And here we are talking about them in week 13.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
And to keep the train going, my running back low was picked 4 picks before these guys in the first round. None other than Prince Henry himself. 5.8 fantasy points, 30 yards. That's a problem.
That's wild.
Eagles. He'll play better against the teams that are not us.
So, look up the last 3 to 4 or 5 weeks. It's been crazy. It's been not well.
That's true.
But he carries Papo's team week in, week out. That's why he's hurt. That's why he's dragging, because he's carrying Papo's team. Everybody's like, for 4 years. Yeah.
That is killing this guy, man.
Yeah, 100%. If your team is struggling in fantasy in another league, it's because my father keeps rostering Derrick Henry, and he can't sustain it. Last year, nearly broke his foot.
Word of advice to the people in all the other leagues that have Mariota and think they're going to have him for a while. Papo's keeping him too. He's going to hurt that boy. Like he brought him back to life for 2 weeks just to knock him down for 11 more.
No, Papo had Mariota on his team back in the day before we had keepers in this league, and he's like, "Yo, I bet you I can keep Mariota this year." Like he's pumped on Mariota.
Oh my God, he had Mariota.
If Papo wins a championship, he usually keeps his running back when he wins. So he had Todd Gurley forever. He's not going to do it with Mariota and Derrick Henry. He's going to be so torn.
What a time, man! That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what time is that. So we're gonna go on to receivers. Close this up here. This kind of, I wish we did like a segment to wrap up like who our most underwhelming player was for the whole season. But we could probably bring that up like next week at the top of the thing or something before we get into the playoffs. Maybe like a regular season MVP, if you will. But this guy definitely falls into like the most underwhelming result of a receiver. I go for Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, like I thought he was him. He has like 3, maybe 4 games with double-digit points this year. 3 touchdowns. Probably was drafted high in a lot of leagues. Like he was a disappointment, and he's been low, not noticeable. Like I don't understand. I said in the group chat, I've never watched a Broncos game. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what their offense looks like. Why are they not beating? Like, I don't understand. And is Jerry Jeudy the problem? Like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Like
Terrible.
I talked to Brian about it. Brian had said, I believe one time he told me word for word, like I didn't know that Russell Wilson was such a cringy person. Like, why was this not his personality in Seattle? Why is he over here doing weird commercial with sandwiches and like doing all this TikTok things? Like, he might be the most like true like loser of all the quarterbacks in the league. Like, he's like,
No, Aaron Rodgers is a loser.
not a good guy. Aaron Rodgers is a fuckhead. That's a different. Russell Wilson, for example, Russell Wilson had a birthday this weekend, and they said less than half the team showed up. From Sierra's mouth said less than half the position players showed up to his birthday party.
He's playing like hot garbage.
It's December, man. People got plans for the holidays. That's not his fault.
No one's missing Tom Brady's parties back in the day, just to get a look.
Because nobody's.
Oh, you mean?
You know why nobody's missing Tom Brady's party? Because he hasn't thrown a single party yet. I'm a single Tom Brady party. Who's missing that?
Wow, that's true. He's winning.
Thank you.
That's true. That's true.
I could picture Tom Brady throwing a party, and it's like that scene from Any Given Sunday where they're out like cutting a car in half, just wild. Anyway, what do you have for your Lolo?
Somebody else that Pablo has been relying on his team. While Tyreek Hill had a very scrumptious 29.6.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle had a 1.9.
He got hurt.
I know.
That's why I show no mercy when I pick Lamar Jackson, because I saw you put Jalen Waddle in the mix. All bets are off.
Yeah, that's sick. That's not nice.
It's sick. That wasn't nice. I had, got my dad's back.
You don't have any Waddle fandom here. You picked Lamar Jackson and had to go on a rant and then mention people's names.
You expect a guy like that to get 5 targets and have 1 catch for 9 yards?
No.
Correct.
I expect 4 for 55 and maybe a touchdown.
Did he finish the game?
And maybe a touchdown. That's true, though.
I thought he got hurt.
5 targets, you got to catch more than 1. He did get hurt. I'm looking at what he did while he was playing.
Damn. Savages.
If he only had the ball thrown to him once, okay.
Listen, I don't know how many targets this guy had for my low, but I know he had 4 catches for 40 yards and 8 points. Amari Cooper. So, with the quarterback situation, I don't see it getting any better for Amari Cooper. If I'm not mistaken, Amari Cooper had a ton of targets because that's all he targeted, from what I remember. So, that's not going to get it done. You might be on this list next week.
Ton of targets. He still had 9 targets.
Who? Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, 9 targets. 4 catches for 40 yards and 8 points. So,
still less targets than Deshaun Watson has cases. Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
All right. Listen. That was mentally exhausting.
That was like the stinkers of people. Like I feel sick, like naming these people's names. They're gross. They all sucked. AJ Brown is great. Jalen Hurts are great.
I don't want to take up too much of everybody's Thursday. Okay, it is the holiday spirit, the holiday season. We're in the holiday spirit, rather. So, let's jump right in to this week's bold predictions, and let's wrap up this week.
Take it away.
Oh, all right. My bold prediction this week, and my bold prediction didn't come true last week because Joe Mixon didn't even play, and I thought everybody was getting touchdowns. My bold prediction this week, though, Derrick Henry, 25 points. It's happening.
How much?
25. That's pretty bold. You guys don't look like you're impressed.
No,
it's Derrick Henry.
All right.
Yeah, he's gotten there before.
Okay, let's look. I haven't even looked. But let's see what Derrick Henry has done over the last 5.8. He had 13 points. He had 27. And then he had 8 points. So his last 4 weeks are 8, 27, 13, and 5.
Okay.
25 points.
Jacksonville is 24th against the run.
Okay. So 35 points.
There we go. Now we're getting bold.
All right. 35 points. 35. 35. Show me you're alive. King Henry, come back.
That inspires a prediction that I would like to go now.
All right, 2-2 King the Don Master. What do you got?
All right, 2-2 King the Don Master. That is I am him, he is me. I'm going to go with any kicker this week will get 35 points for a kicker. Let's go. For the last regular season game of our kickers in our league, a kicker is going to end up with 35 points. Let's go. What do you think, Winston? 35 kickers.
Oh, my God.
A last hurrah for the last regular season where they're featured for us.
35 kicker points. It's going to be Sly from the Commanders, or that's it. I don't want to get specific. Just 35.
I was going to say, you had a shot to get, All right. Lau, what do you got? Take us home.
What's that, Winston? What's that? Oh,
boy.
Winston and I's prediction is in. And I'm going to one-up both of you. 2 different receivers are going to eclipse 40 points.
Okay. I think Waddle and Hill done that 6 times this year, but pretty bold, Bob. Pretty bold.
2 receivers.
Are
they going to be started?
But not in December. That's the difference.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, there you have it. Everybody, good luck. All right. Week 14. If your fate has already been decided, enjoy the weekend. If you're still in the hunt, let's go to war, baby.
That's
So
it.
long.
See ya.